Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Joye Lee-McNelis is brought to you by Bancorp South, right where you are. And brought to you in part by Hattiesburg Coca-Cola. Want a taste of everything? Drink Coke Zero with real Coke taste and 0 calories. The City of Hattiesburg, a proud sponsor of Southern Miss Athletics. UPS, we love logistics. One Mississippi, now open for small business. And the University of Southern Mississippi. It's great to be a Golden Eagle.
Welcome back into Southern Miss Sports Today with head coach Joye Lee-McNelis. The Lady Eagles, another Florida swing is in the books. The Lady Eagles now 17-7, 10-3 in Conference USA. Just one game under the first place teams in the league in Middle Tennessee and Western Kentucky. And coach, hottest team in the league, 5 wins in a row. And I've got to start with saying, you're looking awesome today. What's the occasion? Mardi Gras?
Well, Mardi Gras is what they say in Baton Rouge, I guess. But I will tell you this, Josh. You know, normally we shoot this, come out of practice, straight to film, straight to shooting it. But today, because of Mardi Gras, we were able to have practice earlier, did office work, ran home, freshened up so I could look nice for probably the only internet show that we have this year.
Looking good, feeling good, and the Lady Eagles playing some good basketball. If we could just put 40 minutes together, oh my goodness, because stretches in the games at FIU and FAU were as good as we've seen the Lady Eagles all season long.
You know, Josh, I wish there was an answer. I wish truly there was an answer of why it's like this. You know, this time of the year, we've got to start kind of evening out those hills and hollows, as we say in the country. You know, we've got to kind of maintain a level of consistency. And I'll be honest with you, Josh, we're not there yet. Why? I'm not sure. How we find ways to win, Josh, I hate to say that too, but I'm not sure. I just think this group of young ladies just believes that they're going to win. And, you know, they'll figure out a way to get it done of finally making shots and making plays. Yes, our coaching staff gives them directions and we call plays, but why do you make those shots late and you miss that same shot early? I'm not really sure. But I think if we figured it out, Josh, you and I could be some wealthy individuals.
Well, we absolutely could. This team just has a knack of winning this year, and that's a good thing. They've got that winning mentality. Let's go back and talk about FIU, 78-65. This was nip and tuck the entire ball game. And you take Joye Martin and a career-high 22 points out of the mix, and the Lady Eagles are on the wrong side of the equation.
We are. And, you know, we have told Vo and Ashley both that, you know, down this stretch, starting when we played at Middle Tennessee, that they are truly the X factors because they are the players. That's where we've been missing out on is that 5 spot. And we've got to have someone to step up at our 5 position, at our center position, and start making things happen. Talk to Vo and Brooke as well as Tam about their time running out wearing a Lady Eagle uniform. I think it's really hit home for Joye Martin because she has really cranked it up. You know, she had big shots at middle, those elbow shots, and it has continued to get better and better. And she was absolutely phenomenal at FIU. We also talked about in preparation for FIU and FAU that it was a contrast of styles. You know, they have 4 guards and 1 post. So the option is we play 1 post and 4 guards, or Vo, you and Ash have to step up and be a factor so the mismatch is in our favor. And it's up to you. If you can't make it happen, then we got to go 4 guards and only 1 post gets to play.
So you get the win, 78-65 over FIU, and then FAU, we expected this team to be good. They were everything we thought they would be. Not to say they were more than we thought they would be. We knew they were good. They were everything we thought they would be. We're down a dozen with 3:02 left. Brittany Dinkins going to the free throw line, and something happened to this Lady Eagle team.
Well, you know, Josh, we have a lot of respect for both of those programs, FIU and FAU. FAU is a program that has really surged. They have gotten better and better. They have some players that are very skilled, and they have some great athletes, and they are a deadly combination. We felt like going into that game, Josh, that it was very critical that our transition defense is the best it has been all year. And you know what? It was. We did a great job in transition D. Half-court defense, we struggled at times. It looked good at times. It was awful at times. We miscommunicated sometimes. It was great other times. And it was just like a roller coaster from our man to our zone. So when B went to the free throw line, you know, we decided then we would start throwing our full court pressure at him. And, you know, we started our contained press first initially after B's free throw. And then the very next possession, I said, we're going to the 2. We got to shove this thing in overdrive. And we started our full court pressure defense, and, you know, it just came from there. You know, Geronte Clemens gets a driving layup. Tamara Jones will get the steal. Tamara Jones gets an and one. And I truly believe that Tam's and one was truly the turning point in that game, because then all the momentum swung. Because in a game, there's a few things that's going to change the momentum: taking a charge, or getting an and one, or a key 3 ball. And her and one totally changed the momentum of the game. And then it was like the Lady Eagles, and it was fun to watch Geronte Clemens in the front of that press, you know, because she's ready to pounce on you. And, you know, all players were down in a stance. We were very aggressive. We were very assertive. We played with a sense of urgency. We got steals. We forced turnovers. And the Lady Eagles just come rolling back, hitting buckets for us.
It was one of the most improbable wins for the Lady Eagles. Not that they defeated FAU, but the way they defeated FAU down the stretch of that ball game. We'll take a break. We'll come back. When we continue with this show, we'll be mic'd up with Tamara Jones. We'll also hear from Alex Coyne. We'll also look ahead to Charlotte and Old Dominion. You're watching Southern Miss Sports Today with head coach Joye Lee-McNelis.
From the very beginning, your life is made up of a series of moments. Each moment requires you to make a choice. Sometimes you don't really have much of a choice. But for the moments that you do, the big moments, what will you choose? Choose to discover your own path, to defy expectations, to be challenged. Choose to ask, what if? To make a difference. Choose to give back. Choose to do something that matters and make every moment count. Choose Southern Miss.
Hey basketball fans, it's time to get your tickets for the 2015 Conference USA Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. UAB in the city of Birmingham, Alabama is proud to serve as this year's host. Get your tickets today and enjoy college basketball at its very best, March 11th through March 14th. For more information, go to conferenceusa.com.
Green! Ice! 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 Help! You got ball out! Good shot!
Good shot!
I got here! 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 Good job, Brooke. Good hands, Brooke. Yeah, yeah, yeah! Good rebound. Good rebound. Dang! Bo. Bo. Ball. Ball. Oh.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Sports Today with head coach Joye Lee-McNelis. As you can see, we're joined by Alex Coyne, the sophomore out of Lake Placid, Florida. You just heard mic'd up with Tamara Jones, and Alex is here with us to talk about the week that was, to talk about the Florida swing, to look ahead to the big games coming up this week against Old Dominion and Charlotte. And let's talk about the Florida swing. A lot to talk about there. First, though, we'll talk about just being in the state of Florida, getting a chance to see family and friends again, getting to play in front of such a nice Golden Eagle crowd on the road. Take us back through all the things other than basketball that the team gets to experience in Florida, in particular, all of the Florida players.
Well, Florida's definitely a good trip for us because we do have 3-4 players from Florida now that Katie Dozier's parents are residing there. But, you know, just being in Florida and enjoying the sun is also good for us. And, you know, the Florida players love to get to see their family and their friends. And it is nice to have a little bit of a crowd on the road, and that definitely helps. And that certainly helped in FAU in the last 2.5 minutes. So, but Florida's definitely almost a necessary trip for us every year because, you know, we finally get home to our parents. We're the furthest ones. Aside from Tamara Jones, almost everybody gets to see their parents or their family at one point in the season. So it's definitely good for us, and Florida is definitely the trip that we need every year.
A 4-0 road swing over the last 2 years for the Lady Eagles in the state, and this year it starts out with FIU. FIU was a team that was much better than we expected. We knew they were going to be good. We got their best shot, and the Lady Eagles responded well.
Well, I think FIU is a good team, and one thing that I saw with FIU is they're a strong team, but they are they have a lack of bench. So, you know, they're not very deep. They're a pretty shallow team, and unfortunately, with a team like us who is strong in transition, it catches up to them. So, you know, they were good the first 3 quarters of that game, but you could just tell they ran out of gas, and I think that's kind of what happens a lot of times. Almost in film, Coach kind of showed that, you know, with the last 4-minute media, they're pretty close to every opponent that they're against. So they're a good team. I just think they run out of gas, and they're pretty young too. So I think that they're definitely going to be a good team in the next few years.
And then from FIU to FAU, and we talked to Joye, and we saw the highlights in the last segment. What a rally. Down by 10 points, actually a dozen with 3 minutes to go. You outscore FAU 12-0 in the final 2 minutes and 10 seconds. That's one you'll never forget.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was crazy, and it was good. You know, we needed that. And the one thing that I remember really strongly is at the end of the game, Coach D said something. He said, just keep finding a way to win. And I think that's the thing that our team's doing this year is we're just finding a way. You know, it's always a close game. It always comes in the last 4 minutes, but we tend to find a way to win, and, you know, that's just the team that we're going to be this year.
This team's now in overtime 4-0, and no overtime this week, but this is a team that had another 2-point game, 7 of those this year. So if you like close games, this is your group. And this week, Old Dominion, Charlotte coming to town, 2 of the hotter teams in the league, right there with the Lady Eagles. Old Dominion coming off a 29-point win over UTEP. It was Charlotte, a 20-point win over UTSA. 2 very good teams coming to town.
Definitely, and I mean, I remember just as good as you do Old Dominion coming in here and shooting 60% in our house. So we're definitely worried about it. It's nothing that we can just lay here and expect them to not be good games and them to not come here to play. You know, we got to prepare. We got to do well against those teams. We got to show up for 40 minutes. But ODU and Charlotte are 2 very good teams, so we're excited to have them here. We're going to be in the pink uniforms again. We're going to be home again, running across our Eagles, so it's exciting.
And in closing, how big was it to go out to dinner with your family? You, Ashley, Katie, everybody that was Brittany Dinkins, all the Florida ladies got to go out with their families. And then the team, we all went down to Chipotle for dinner, which was fantastic. A lot of smiles, a lot of laughter. A very loose, relaxing moment, and you need those mental breaks. How critical was that? Oh,
definitely very critical. Certainly helps that we do it after 2 wins. You know, once we got those 2 wins into our pocket, it's good. It's just time to enjoy it. You know what I mean? We're in Florida. There's beautiful weather. There was times we were out at the pool, you know, just enjoying our time together, and it was just a very bonding trip. You know, we enjoyed our time together. We were swimming. We were taking walks in the morning. You know, we haven't seen that weather here in Hattiesburg in a while, so. Florida was just good vibes, very relaxing. It was, like you said, a good mental break that we needed, and I think it's kind of like we've got a little refreshed minds right now.
And especially you, Alex, in closing, because being a point guard for a point guard, and Coach McNelis, who played point, a head coach, who really challenges her point guard. She's the closest to her point guards, but she demands the most, challenges them the most, knows she can ride them the most. That's mentally a lot to take. And so for you to have to battle through that through the course of the season, not always fun, but very rewarding.
Definitely. Coach McNelis and I definitely have to be in a straight line. I have to be the coach on the court. She has to trust me. I have to trust her. She has to trust my calls. I have to trust her calls. She definitely rides me, but I know that, like you said earlier, in 10 years I'm going to appreciate that a lot. It is tough. I have to stay mentally strong. I have to, you know what to do in times of crisis. There's a lot of times where with 2 minutes left in the game, we're down 12. They're looking to me to take control of the court and make something happen. So it's definitely a big responsibility, but I have to appreciate that, because if that responsibility is on me, I have to know that, you know, I'm held to an expectation, and she trusts me with that, and that's something that I can say confidently, and you know, I can really appreciate that.
And what's been the biggest improvement in your game, do you think, from last year at this point to this year?
I would just say the leadership. I mean, I played with Jameer Faulkner last year. She was the girl that, you know, we really looked for. I was kind of the 2 guard when she was in the game, but this year it's kind of on me. I'm the point guard, and I make the calls when you know, the coaches aren't, you know, coming right back to us. I have to make a quick call, and I have to make something happen on the court. So just kind of trying to take leadership and try to take the game in my own hands and make the calls that I need to make. That's definitely been a challenge for me, and I'm definitely working on every game.
And the game at FAU was just another one of the games where at times there were 4 sophomores on the floor for this Southern Miss Lady Eagle basketball team. Very exciting about the rest of this year and also the future in the next couple of years moving forward. She's Alex Coyne of the Southern Miss Lady Eagles. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll come back with Coach McNelis, and we will look ahead to and get her thoughts on Old Dominion and Charlotte. You're watching Southern Miss Sports Today with head coach Joye Lee-McNelis.
Gunderman Group, Gutterman Group is growing.
Getting in a groove.
Growth is gratifying.
Goal is to grow.
Gotta get greater growth.
I just talked to UPS. They've got expert advice, special discounts, new technologies, like smart pickups. They'll only show up when you print a label, and it's automatic. We save time and money.
Time?
Money?
Time and money.
Awesome.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Awesome.
I love logistics.
Hi, I'm Associate Head Coach Jordan Dupuis here with a couple of Lady Eagles helping you reach higher. This is Senior Brooke Rhodes. This is Sophomore Alex Cohn. What we're going to work on today and show you real quick is how we come off what's called a staggered screen, which is 2 screeners back to back in many of our sets. We want to utilize the curl cut and the flare cut, and I'm going to explain how you want to read those 2 screens. Alex is going to play defense on Brooke. She's going to first set her cut up. She wants to get level of the first screen. Now she's coming off shoulder to the screener's hips. Okay, these are the screener's hips right here. As she's coming off, she wants to curl. The reason she wants to curl is because the defender is trailing. So that's what she's reading, okay? If she thinks curl, she's now gonna see the defender shoot what we call the gap and go underneath. She wants to get away and use what we call a flare cut. She's gonna plant her inside foot, which is her left. She's gonna turn and sprint and get away behind the screen and then ready to catch and shoot with her momentum working towards the basket, okay, ladies? Talk to me. Good, 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 good. Ball, ball. Okay, now we're going to flare it. Here we go. Now we're going to flare it. Okay, sprint, get away, knock the shot down. Very good. 2 for 2. And that's how we want to utilize our staggered screens and our flare cuts. Okay, it's all about reading. It's all about taking your time and setting your man up. Reach higher with the Lady Eagles.
Welcome back to our final segment of Southern Miss Sports Today with head coach Joye Lee-McNelis. The Lady Eagles back home for the final 2-game homestand of the regular season. And here come the red-hot Monarchs of Old Dominion. And it's a very good 49er team from Charlotte. Both teams coming off massive wins. 79-50 was the win for Old Dominion over UTEP, and then 74-54 for Charlotte over UTSA. We couldn't get hotter teams coming into Hattiesburg, and so a great chance for our fans to see some big-time basketball.
You know, Josh, I'm going to tell you, we are facing 2 very, very good teams. Old Dominion is a team, and I have said this to you all numerous times while we were in Florida. I think from watching Old Dominion in the beginning of conference play when we were scouting other opponents and watching them now, they're truly the most improved team in our league. They're more improved than we are. They're a very improved basketball team. Coach Karen Barefoot has done a tremendous job with them, and they have really, really taken things and really played to the very best of their ability. And they lost their best player last year that ended up transferring out in Shea Kelly. So it's taken their team a while to make that adjustment. And I will tell you, they are red hot and they are playing unbelievable. The Lady Eagles can't play like this to be able to get a win over Old Dominion. Charlotte, they're always good. They have a great inside punch. They have a great outside punch. Lefty Webster is a left-handed guard that can do a lot of things with the basketball. Then you've got Alexis Alexander, Kiera Gordon inside, which are players that really form a solid nucleus for that 49er team. They return, Josh, pretty much everybody on their team, Charlotte. Last year, a year ago, they were very good. And as you evaluate them, or as we evaluate them as a staff, they're beginning to click on all cylinders as well. To be able to beat UTSA the way they beat UTSA, and you and I both know how good UTSA is. They're a tough as knuckles, punch you in the mouth kind of basketball club. And for Charlotte to take control of that game and dominate that game, it's unbelievable. So again, it is 2 very good basketball teams coming into Reed Green, and we need a lot of people here. You know, Thursday night's our pink game where we're celebrating for our breast cancer survivors and their families to come in and be a part of a celebration. Their families and the breast cancer survivors will get in free. The first 300 get pink T-shirts to be able to be a part of that. So again, it's going to be a great weekend of hoops. And I'm going to tell you this, Josh, the Lady Eagles have to tighten up and play better than we did on the road.
Coach, before we wrap up, where did Jenny Sims of Old Dominion come from? 18.8 points a game. She's phenomenal.
She is absolutely phenomenal, and she has totally taken the place of Shea Kelly. She struggled a little bit early, but I am telling you, she is unbelievable. She is playing very, very well, taking approximately 40% of their shots, can really score the basketball in multiple ways. And so she is going to be a player that's going to be like a Cheyenne Parker, like somebody like Jones from Middle Tennessee, like a Govan from Western Kentucky, like a Gooch. She's a combination of all the best players in our league. You mix all of them together, take their strengths, and you have Jenny Sims. Unbelievable player.
And you put her with Jaleesa Painter, who
Yes.
has struggled, but something tells me Painter will get her best when they come to Hattiesburg. It's Old Dominion on Thursday. It's going to be the breast cancer awareness game. Then coming up on Saturday, it's going to be Southern Miss and the Charlotte 49ers. Hope you've enjoyed the show. For Coach McNelis, I'm Josh West. For Craig Adams, until next time, you've been watching Southern Miss Sports Today with head coach Joye Lee-McNelis.